the Frank Spencer Holiday Classic Basketball Tournament. Join us tomorrow night for The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Welcome to the 1987 Frank Spencer Holiday Classic Championship game between the Morehead Panthers and the Glen Bobcats. The Frank Spencer Holiday Classic is brought to you by Gatorade, Thirst Aid for the deep down body thirst, and by Quality Homes by Danny Rohr, Highway 52, Mount Airy. And now, from courtside at the Memorial Coliseum, here's WXII Sports Director Cameron Kent and color commentator Stan Elrod.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Memorial Coliseum in Winston-Salem for the finals of the Frank Spencer Holiday Basketball Classic. I'm Cameron Kent, along with former Reynolds head basketball coach Stan Elrod, and what a final matchup we have tonight. Number 1 ranked Morehead coming in at 9-0 against number 2 ranked Glen High School, also unbeaten with a perfect 9-0 record. We couldn't have asked for a better final for the Spencer.
You're right, Cameron. The script couldn't have been written any better. And since these two teams don't get to play each other for the rest of the season, and if you ask these fans, you ask these coaches, you ask these players who number 1 is, you get some different answers. But I'm sure after tonight's ball game, we'll find that answer.
Bragging rights are on the line. Now, Stan, most championship caliber teams are dominated by seniors. Kind of a unique situation here. Juniors play a very big part for both Morehead and also Glen High School.
Some outstanding juniors, Cameron. I don't remember seeing this many juniors play an important part in such an important ball game this early in the season. But they played like anything but juniors during the course of the year. And I don't really believe that's going to be a problem. The only problem I think you're going to see with these juniors, it's going to cause all these college coaches to have to spend a little bit more time for gas and a little bit more money on stationery for the next year and a half.
A lot of talent out there on the floor tonight. Unbeaten Morehead against unbeaten Glen in the finals of the Frank Spencer Classic. We'll be back with player introductions right after this commercial message. Welcome back to Memorial Coliseum in Winston-Salem. We're all set to go for the finals of the Frank Spencer Holiday Basketball Classic. Cameron Kent courtside along with Coach Stan Elrod, and we'd like to introduce the players and coaches for you tonight for tonight's ball game of unbeaten Morehead and unbeaten Glen High School. The Panthers of Morehead, the Bobcats of Glen High School, and we will find out who is the top cat, not only for the Frank Spencer, but also in the Northwest Piedmont.
Tonight's session is sponsored by Goody's Manufacturing Corporation. Now let's meet.
Good crowd on hand tonight. Hard to tell, no official figures, but it looks somewhere in the neighborhood of 4,000, 4,200 tonight. A lot of people out to watch high school basketball.
Good crowd, Cameron.
Well, let's introduce the starting lineups. Number 10 for Glen, 5'9" senior, Julius Minor. And for Morehead, number 20, a 6-foot senior, Cecil Travis. For Glen High School, number 50, a 6'1" junior, Sean O'Neill. And starting for the Morehead Panthers, number 42, a 6'5" junior, Donnie Seal. For the Glen Bobcats, at a guard position, number 40, a 6'1" senior, Chan LaRue. And number 32, a 6'3" senior for Morehead, is Vernon Thompson. For Glen at a forward position, number 42, a 6'5" junior, Bryant Fagans. And for Morehead, number 30, a 6'1" junior, Ali Travis, getting a starting assignment tonight in place of Chad Gammons, who was injured in warm-ups. We'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a moment. Number 44 for Glen is a 6'8" junior, Kevin Thompson. He'll be the tallest man on the court tonight. And for Morehead, number 50, a 6'6" senior, Bruce Galloway. Glen High School is coached by Napoleon Cloud. The Morehead Panthers, coached by Howard West. We're all set to go for tip-off, Stan.
A couple of adjustments Morehead's going to have to make early. Maybe some matchup problems. With Chad Gammon's going out, he was the biggest kid they had. They bring in another guard, Ali Travis, so maybe some matchup problems for Coach West.
All right, we'll set the lineups for you in just a moment, but first, we'll come back after this commercial message.
And Stan Elrod doing the announcing tour.
We are all set for tip-off. Here we go, the finals of the Frank Spencer Classic. Kevin Thompson controls the tip. Glenn gets the ball. Out it goes to Sean O'Neill. Julius Minor, the point guard, sets it up. Kevin Thompson up top, inside to Brian Fagan. Right away, rejected by Donnie Seal, and they're going to call a jump ball. We've got action in the opening seconds. Jump ball going to Morehead.
Just good defense there, Cameron, inside. This Morehead team's got some leapers.
That's Ali Travis bringing the ball over for the Panthers. Gives off to Vernon Thompson. You won't see him shoot too much from the outside. If they do, it'll be one of the Travis. And that was Cecil Travis putting up the shot. It wouldn't go, and off the ball comes to Glenn. Chan LaRue trying to go through traffic, and right away we got a reach-in foul on number 50, Bruce Galloway, his first.
Look for constant pressure by this Morehead team, Cameron. They're gonna play a 94-foot game as far as defense is concerned.
As we told you at the top of the broadcast, Morehead starting center, 6'7", Chad Gammons, was injured in warm-ups. He has been replaced by Ali Travis, number 30. Kevin Thompson getting the ball inside the paint, puts it up and in, and right away it's Glenn taking a 2-0 lead. Walking the call on Donnie Seal. And the ball goes over to Glenn. They waste no time getting the ball up court. Sean O'Neill across the timeline. Deep pass down to Thompson. Nice little shovel to Brian Fagan.
You don't see many 6'7" kids can make those kind of passes, have that much court presence, Cameron.
Well, they say Kevin Thompson can do it all. He can pass, he can shoot from the outside, he plays defense. Quite a ball player. Inside goes Ali Travis. He dishes off to his brother Cecil Travis, who puts it up and in. First points for Morehead. It's 4-2. Glenn still on top. O'Neill with the ball. Travis guarding him. They try to trap off. He gives to Minor, who drives, puts it up. No good. We've got a foul call underneath. And I believe they got Ali Travis with the personal.
Chad LaRue got really good position on that offensive board, and that caused Ali to go over his back.
Ali Travis's first foul, second team foul. Glenn inbounds the ball. O'Neill takes it up top. He's going to set it up. Gives it over to Minor, who's kind of the quarterback of this team. Fagans to LaRue. Good jump fake. Puts it up and in. Chan LaRue driving, scoring off the glass, and he draws the personal foul.
Just the presence of Kevin Thompson is really going to open up these other players.
Foul on Donnie Seal, his first. Third team foul, and LaRue will step to the line to shoot one. It's up and it's good. Glenn jumping out to a 5-point lead, 7-2 the score right now. Donnie Seal, 6'5", very good ball handler though, has it. Gives off to Galloway. And it's stolen by LaRue, saves it inbounds to Fagan. Pass down court, and that's taken away by Donnie Seal. Seal spinning in the lane, puts up the jumper. Off the mark, and Julius Minor comes away with the rebound. And it goes to LaRue. LaRue trying to penetrate, has the ball taken away. Brian Fagans gets it back, puts it up, bounces around, and it finally drops. 4 points for Brian Fagans as Glenn gets out to a 9-2 lead. Travis in the paint, gives it to Donnie Seal, and that's blocked by Kevin Thompson. Seal has it rejected. Glenn comes away with the ball. Minor breaks through the press. Nice pass from Thompson to Fagans. He misses the dunk. And they're going to call a technical hanging on the rim. Let's see if we can see that again, Stan.
Well, I tell you, Glenn's getting the ball up court really quick. That's just a matter right there, a little bit of lack of concentration. He wanted to make an outstanding dunk and just missed it.
It'll be Vernon Thompson to shoot the technical foul.
This will be a two-shot technical. All technicals now are two shots.
First one up and good. 9-3 the score right now. 5 minutes, 27 seconds left in the first quarter. Second one from Thompson is up, and it rattles in and out. It'll be Morehead's ball at half court. Travis to inbound, and Travis now with the ball. Gives back to his brother Cecil. Cecil looks inside for Donnie Seal. Seal double team, pumps, passes off. Galloway back out to Travis. Long range three-pointer, and it goes. 5 points early on for Cecil Travis. That makes the score 9-6.
Donnie Seals brings the crowd with him, Cameron. A lot of these open shots going to be open like that.
That's LaRue driving the baseline, puts it up off the glass. Chan LaRue with 5 points early on. 11-6. Glenn with a 5-point lead. Seal has the ball taken away by Thompson. LaRue looks down court for Julius Minor. Back to LaRue. Penetrates, puts it up off the glass. Running hook shot from Chan LaRue.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Coach West doesn't take a timeout pretty soon, settle his kids down. Glenn's just getting too much inside.
Galloway moves inside the baseline, tries to put up the reverse layup. It won't go, and it's Thompson off with the rebound. LaRue looking down court as Glenn tries to run. Alley-oop pass, nobody there, and Donnie Steele comes away with the turnover. Seal with a bounce pass to Galloway, trying to find some room inside, can't find it. There's a scramble for the ball, and Julius Minor comes away with it in the corner. Gives off to Sean O'Neill. O'Neill over the timeline, dribbling in the circle, then backs it up. They're going to set up a play. Fagans looks inside for Thompson, nobody there. And we've got a personal foul called on Donnie Seal. That's 2 personals on him.
Donnie was trying to draw a charging foul that time on Thompson, didn't get himself set.
Let's take a look at that one more time as we see Seal picking up 2 early fouls.
And that's not good for Morehead. They can't afford to lose him. As you can see there, he's still moving, didn't get there. Good call by the official.
Number 24, Mike George, has checked into the ball game for the Glenn Bobcats. He's replacing Sean O'Neill. Minor inbounding the ball to Thompson, tries to one-hand it. That won't go. And it's Vernon Thompson away with the rebound. Seal driving the lane. Puts up the one-hander. No good. Down court it goes from LaRue. Bounce pass to Minor. Back to Fagans. And Fagans lays it. Perfect pass break.
That's a great basket there, Cameron, for Glenn.
6 points for Brian Fagans. Glenn with a 15-6 lead right now. That's David Grogan, number 52, who has checked into the game for the Eden Panthers. Shot from long range off the mark. Seal with the rebound, puts it up, but he's going to be fouled. Donnie Seal drawing the personal foul underneath. Kevin Thompson is called for it. That's his first. Here we see the ball going
It's a good
inside.
job. Good job, Morehead, moving the ball around. That's not the shot they need right here, though, Cameron. They don't need that three-pointer now. Good job of Donnie Seals getting the ball inside. And first 2 ball games, he's been putting those in the basket, but Kevin Thompson's presence, I think, maybe takes a little bit away
Seal
from
to shoot a pair. The first one was no good. He hits the second one. 15-7. Glenn with an 8-point lead. Just under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Minor dribbles into the paint, passes off to LaRue. LaRue with a pass inside to Thompson. He can't hold it. And it's Glenn with the turnover. It's going to go over to Morehead. Travis with the ball to Cecil Travis from 3-point range. That's short. Hits the front of the rim. Seal with the rebound. Blocked from behind by Fagans. Off goes the fast break. Thompson, look away pass to Julius Minor. Puts it up. Can't get it to go. And David Grogan comes away with the loose ball. A lot of intensity early on in this game, Stan.
Well, you have to expect that in this type of a basketball game, Cameron. Big crowd, big game, media coverage. they'll settle down. I think we'll see a lot better brand of basketball from Morehead.
Ollie Travis drew the personal foul. They're going to charge it to number 24 for Glenn, Mike George. His first, second team foul.
The difference right now, Cameron, is I tell you, Glenn's able to get that ball in there deep all night long.
Travis's first free throw is up, and it's good. And he cans them both. 15-9 the score right now. Glenn holding a lead, 2:17 left in the first quarter. Number 14, Corey Bonds, is checked in for Eden Morehead. And they come out with the pressure defense. That's Miner with the ball. Bonds checking him. Julius spins. Lost control. Fagans, though, there to pick up the loose ball and put it up and in. Brian Fagans having a very big first half. 8 points already. 17-9. Glenn on top. Thompson bounce pass down to Seal. Seal working in the lane. Has it rejected by Kevin Thompson. Travis can't get the shot to go down. And I think they're going to call over the back. That personal called on Corey Bonds. His first, and that's the team fifth. That's going to put Glenn in the bonus. They'll be ready to shoot 1 and 1. Bryant Fagans at the line to shoot the 1 and 1. He is the best free throw shooter on this Bobcat team. Makes the first one. Checking in the ball game, number 24, Mike George, replaces Julius Miner. Fagans at the line to shoot the second half of the 1 and 1. It's up, and it's good. 19-9. Fagans already in double digits with 10 points. 1:48 to go in the first quarter. That's Vernon Thompson with the ball over the timeline. Gets it to Travis. Bonds goes inside to Donnie Seal. Can't control it. Puts it up, and we've got a whistle. And a foul underneath. They're going to call Mike George with the personal foul. That is his second. Third team foul. Morehead to inbound the ball. Thompson to Galloway. Thompson looks inside for Seal. Seal with a nice move. Donnie Seal with the basket. Cuts it to 19-11. Sean O'Neill dribbling Bryant Fagans from outside. That's short. Kevin Thompson, a powerful rebound inside. Puts it up off the glass. Kevin Thompson with 4 points.
Morehead's got to do a little bit better job of boxing out the big boys on the board.
Bond swings it over to Thompson. Thompson dribbling. He's being checked by Mike George. Galloway's going to take it up. That won't go. Battle for the rebound. We've got a jump ball.
Cameron, if you've noticed, almost every shot inside the paint has been altered by Kevin Thompson. Just his presence is causing problems in there.
6'8", Kevin Thompson. George with the ball. Over the timeline, almost stolen away. Galloway got a hand on it. Ball goes out of bounds. Glenn will retain possession. And this time they do throw it away. That goes off LaRue's hand and out of bounds. Turnover for Glenn, and Morehead's going to pick up the ball.
Coach Cloud gets his point guard, Miner, back in the ball game, too.
Julius Miner replacing Mike George. And Glenn setting up in a zone. To the baseline it goes. Vernon Thompson, double team. Gets it to Travis. He swings it out to Bonds. Down to the baseline to Galloway, who drives, puts it up off the glass. Bruce Galloway. His first 2 points of the game, and Morehead needs some scoring out of that big young man.
Good strong move inside, too.
They caught Corey Bonds with the reach-in foul on Julius Minor. Minor will go to the line. He'll be shooting 1-1. Second foul on Bonds. 21-13, our score right now in the finals of the Frank Spencer Classic. Glenn enjoying that 8-point lead. Minor's first shot is up. The lead is up to 9. 18 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
And that's not a good sign for Coach West's team either, because they play aggressive defense, and they're already in 1-1 for a whole quarter left.
Minor's second shot is off the mark, but Kevin Thompson with the rebound. Can't get it to go down, and they've caught Donnie Seal for his third foul. 3 personal fouls here in the first quarter on Morehead star player Donnie Seal, their leading scorer.
Coach West has already lost Chad Gamblers to an injury, a freak injury before the game started, and he's losing Seal, so it's going to be tough for him for here for the rest of the half.
David Grogan, a 6'4 junior, checks into the ballgame once again, replacing Donnie Seal. Thompson at the line, shooting a pair. That first one up and good. Glenn, 23-13. Thompson now with 5 points. And he makes them both. 24-13.
The young man's got a soft touch to be such a big guy.
11 seconds left here in the first quarter. Morehead trying to get one shot. Thompson drives the lane, puts it up off the glass. Can't get it to go down. Fagans will pass down court, looking for the outlet, and it goes out of bounds. 1 second remaining on the clock here in the first quarter. Minor with a shot from half court. Can't get that one to go down, but Glenn accounting for 24 points in the first quarter. 24-13, our score right now as the Glenn Bobcats lead top-seeded Eden Morehead. We'll be back with more of the finals of the Frank Spencer Classic right after this commercial message. We are back at Memorial Coliseum, where the Glenn Bobcats are leading Eden Morehead 24-13 after 1 quarter of play. Ollie Travis with the ball over to Chad Gammons. He's going to put up the jumper, and he cans it. Correction on that. I'm sorry, that's David Grogan. David Grogan hitting the jumper right there. Makes it 24-15. Inside, Glenn tries to put up the shot. Grogan away with the rebound. And Travis comes away with it. Looks down court, long pass to Galloway. Galloway puts up the soft jumper. That won't go. Thompson with the rebound, though. He can't get it, but he draws the personal foul.
I'm sure that Coach West told them they're going to have to dig down a little bit deeper, Cameron.
Second personal foul on Kevin Thompson. 4th team foul.
Their leading scorers on the bench. The big boy's hurt, so he's got to get a little extra from these other kids.
Thompson to shoot a pair. Well, we saw in some of the previous action here at the Frank Spencer stand over the last couple of games that he's got other people who can step in and take charge even when Seal's not on the court. Vernon Thompson, one of them.
They're not a one-man team by far. You're correct.
24-17. 7-point lead for Glenn. Fagans, turnaround jumper in the lane. Won't go. Gets his own rebound. And goes to the floor. Walking. Traveling is the call. Turnover going to Morehead.
He went after that ball like a man possessed. He wanted it.
Ryan Fagans always plays with a lot of intensity. Really the team leader out there. And there we have a steal. Grogan charges up to get the ball back. Dishes off to Travis. That's Cecil Travis. Looks inside for Vernon Thompson. Thompson, an all-conference player last year, as was Donnie Seal. He was the player of the year. No basket.
Offensive goaltending.
No basket.
Ball is still on the cylinder there, and they try to slam it on down, so that's offensive goaltending.
Sean O'Neill dribbling pass to the hoop, puts up the shot. Shot won't go, but we've got a personal foul on Vernon Thompson. That is his first personal. Glenn is already in the bonus situation. O'Neill's going to step to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
Glenn's able to penetrate too easily against that man-to-man, Cameron. I'm sure Coach West going to make some adjustments, either a timeout or at halftime.
O'Neill gets a good roll on the first one. 25-17. 6.5 minutes remaining in the second period. And O'Neill hits a pair. Thompson with the ball, being checked by Julius Minor. Minor drops back now. Glenn setting up in a zone. Outside it goes to Travis. Travis giving back to Cecil Travis. Galloway with the ball, wants to shoot. Has that one slapped away by Bryant Fagans. Out of bounds on Glenn. And Morehead will retain possession.
Cameron, if you've noticed, Glenn's packed their zone back in there tight. They're going to make Morehead shoot outside.
David Grogan with a very good individual effort underneath. He's got 4 points in this ball game, 26-19 as Grogan fights underneath. Reach-in foul, I believe they have called on number 50, Galloway.
50, Bruce Galloway.
His second foul, and that's going to send Thompson to the line once again to shoot the 1-and-1. Our officials for tonight's game are William Bailey and also Lonnie Blue.
Excuse me, Cameron. Those reaching fouls will drive a coach crazy. You got your 6'8" man out on the perimeter, and you're reaching, trying to steal the ball away from him. That's where you want him. Leave him out there.
Number 30, Carlos Mumford, has checked into the ball game, replacing Chan LaRue for Glenn. Thompson to hit the second one. Kevin Thompson, 4 for 4 from the line, and he's got 8 points. Glenn now leading 28-19, 5:50 in the second quarter. Grogan with the ball down low, gives to Travis, off to Cecil Travis. That's no good, and Kevin Thompson pulls away the rebound. O'Neill on the fast break, bounce pass to Julius Minor, double pumps, and Julius gets it to go.
Kevin Thompson did such a great job of that outlet pass. He got that ball down court, got the rebound, and got the outlet pass so quickly.
Well, Coach Napoleon Cloud says the beauty of Kevin Thompson is not only is he tall and he can see over everybody to make that pass, he is also constantly looking for that outlet pass, and that adds a big dimension to Glenn's running game. Let's see if we can see that foul again underneath. We've got a personal foul called on Ali Travis.
Good job of driving the baseline. As you can see there, the defensive man didn't get set. Thompson does a good job of coming and blocking the shot, but the foul was already committed before he got there.
Correction, that foul is going to be on number 30 for Glenn, Carlos Mumford.
This young man here has come in and played a very, very, very important part once Seals went out. Grogan, he's come in and played very aggressive.
David Grogan hits the first. He's got 5 points in the game. The second one is up and good. So Grogan hits them both. 30-21, Glenn with a 9-point lead. O'Neill dribbling the ball over the timeline, gives off to Julius Minor.
This is something unusual for Morehead. They're in a zone right now, Cameron. He don't like to play a zone. He's usually a man-to-man coach.
Bryant Fagans with a tremendous turnaround jumper along the baseline. Great athletic move. Bryant Fagans now with 12 points already in this ball game. Minor checking Thompson. Thompson double teams, gives off to Cecil Travis. Back to Vernon Thompson. Thompson bounce pass to Grogan. Inside it goes to Travis. Can't get the ball to go down. O'Neill comes away with it, and traveling is the call.
There again, Cameron, just the presence of Kevin Thompson made him alter his shot, which looked like an easy little layup there. Became a tough shot because of Kevin Thompson.
Couple of substitutions for Glenn. Mike George going back into the ball game, and Chan LaRue also checking in. Grogan with the ball, in trouble along the baseline, gets rid of it. Off to Galloway. Thompson looked to shoot, gives off to Travis. He'll take the jumper. Won't go down, but there's Donnie Seal back in the ball game. Donnie Seal with a nice rebound, puts it up and in. That's nice when you've got a guard who can play inside the paint like that. Kevin Thompson off the mark on that shot. And I believe they're going to catch Brian Fagans for the foul coming over the back. That is his first foul of this ball game, and Morehead is in the 1-and-1.
Cameron, that just goes to show you the confidence Coach West has in Donnie Seals, too. Donnie has 3 fouls, and I guess it's pretty tough to send him back in that ball game, pick up his 4th when he is in trouble. But he must have enough confidence in him and send him back out there.
Donnie Seal at the line to shoot the 1-and-1. First one is up, and it's good. 32-24. Glenn still holding on to an 8-point lead. Seal trying to cut it back to 7. That one's up, and it's good. A 7-point lead now for the Glenn Bobcats. Number 22, Antoine Mobley, has checked into the ball game for Glenn. And they've basically got a 4-guard offense out there. Seal, and a good no call right there. We had a little contact, nothing called. LaRue to the hoop, and I believe they're going to say Vernon Thompson reached in, slapped the ball away. Third personal foul on Vernon Thompson, so 2 of Morehead's leaders out there on the floor getting into some early foul trouble. We've got 3:47 left here in the second quarter.
That was a great defensive stand by Julius Minor there. He almost caused Donnie Seals to pick up a 4th foul in a charging situation.
Well, LaRue's shot is no good, and we've got a personal foul called. Number 22, Antoine Mobley, is going to be called for that. He'll check back out of the ball game. Kevin Thompson back in after a short breather. And it will be David Grogan stepping to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. First one is good by Grogan. Second one on its way, and it's good. David Grogan has come off the bench to score 8 points already. 32-27. That Bobcat lead of 11 is now cut down to just 5. LaRue is driving, and they caught Grogan for a reach-in foul on the way by.
A lot of reaching fouls by Morehead. I'm sure Coach West is going to tell them at halftime, you play defense with your feet, not with your hands. A lot of reaching.
LaRue can't get that one to go. Brian Fagans with the rebound, and a nice athletic move to put it up and in off the glass. Brian Fagans leading the offensive charge here for the Glenn Bobcats in the early going. Thompson with the ball. He's double-teamed, gives off to Seal, puts it up, gets the roll. Donnie Seal with his second basket in a row. 9 points now for Seal in the ball game.
He's got 6 that's coming back in with 3 fouls, too.
Minor swings it cross court to LaRue. LaRue back up top to George. George inside, nice pass. Good look inside to Kevin Thompson. Easy basket right there as Mike George got him the ball. Kevin Thompson now with 10 points. 36-29. Galloway with the move, can't get it to go down. Gets his own rebound though, and Bruce Galloway puts it back up and in. 4 points for big Bruce Galloway.
That's a great effort by Galloway. Missed the first shot, stayed with it, got the second one, put it down.
6'6" and a lot of muscle inside. Thompson comes away with the turnover. Turns it back over, but now it's Galloway with the loose ball. Takes it all the way to the hoop, and what have we got? A block or a charge?
There's no question about that one, Cameron. Julius Minor was moving. Definitely a blocking foul.
Julius Minor picking up his first personal foul. We had an awful lot of free throw shooting tonight. Last night, Morehead only went to the line, only scored 3 points from the free throw line in their victory over North Forsyth. Galloway steps up, pens the first one, 36-32. 5 points for Galloway, a 4-point ball game. Galloway's second one is off the mark. Brian Fagan with a powerful move to snatch down the rebound. O'Neal's going to bring it up as Glenn sets up in the half-court offense. Minor looks inside. back to O'Neill. Swings it to the wing to LaRue. There's the shot from Miner from 16 feet. Can't get it to drop, and Galloway comes away with a rebound.
Now, if you're Coach West, that's the shot you want to see Glenn take. You want to see those guards take those perimeter shots.
Morehead down by 4. Grogan to the glass. And they're going to call offensive goal. It looked like Kevin Thompson snitched right off the glass.
David Grogan has really played an important part in this basketball game this first half. He only got 6 points the entire tournament so far, and I think he has 10 now.
LaRue from three-point country. Can't get it to drop, and now Eden Morehead's got a chance to tie. Thompson inside, batted away by LaRue. It's going to be Morehead's ball out of bounds. Slowly but surely, the Panthers have crept back into this ball game. There's Julius Miner with the steal. And they're going to say he either stepped on or dribbled the ball along the out-of-bounds line, and Morehead's going to retain possession.
That young man there is a hustler, though. He's an unsung hero as far as I'm concerned. He's really hustled the whole time.
Well, I agree, and there's a good example of it as Julius Miner reaches in from the blind side, gets the ball, takes it to the hoop, can't get the layup to go down. Back comes Morehead the other way. Vernon Thompson, coast to coast. That's no good. Morehead wanted an offensive built-in charge, but they're not going to get it. 1:10 left in the second quarter. Glenn leading 36-34. LaRue looked to shoot. Going to put it back. Over it goes to O'Neill from three-point, and that's no good. Galloway off with the rebound, gives it to Vernon Thompson.
They're calling for one shot, but I don't know if these two teams can hold it for one shot, Cameron.
No short of action here in the first half of the Frank Spencer. 40 seconds left on the clock. Grogan better get rid of that ball. Now he does. Gives off to Seal. Seal between the legs. Personal foul on Chan LaRue.
But you say, when it gets around shooting time, you can bet Donnie Seals is going to have the basketball in his hands.
That is LaRue's first personal foul, and that's going to send the Morehead Panthers to the line once again. Donnie Seal will shoot the 1-and-1. 36-24. Glenn holding a 2-point lead. Seal misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Scramble for the loose ball. LaRue comes away with it. He's got Miner underneath. Nice pass, and it's blocked away. Thompson reaches up to snatch the ball away. Vernon Thompson double-teamed in the backcourt. They break the press, and now they've got a 3-on-2, 4-on-2. Thompson puts up the jumper. Long pass down court to Kevin Thompson. He puts up the soft jumper. Won't go, but what a follow. Kevin Thompson follows his own miss at the buzzer, puts it up and in, and Glenn is going to take a 2-point lead to the dressing room, 38-36. A lot of action in that first half, Stan. Both teams really willing to run. Well, we'll be back with the second half of the Frank Spencer Holiday Classic right after this. Glenn leading this ball game now, 38-36 at halftime. A lot of run and gun in there in the first half, Coach Cloud.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. We were having a lead there until they went to their zone, and it sort of knocked off our momentum, but I hope we can come back.
Getting a great individual effort from Brian Fagan's really taking charge out there, especially on the offensive end.
Well, I have to give all five of the kids credit, really. They're all giving it all they have.
Okay, Coach Cloud, thanks very much. Okay. Stan Elrod, you've got Coach Howard West of Eden.
Coach West, some scary moments there before the game even starts. You lose your center. 2 minutes in the ball game, you lose your top scorer. What was going through your mind at that time?
Well, we were, the kids, I think, a little bit shook about Chad not being there, but Ali is a good player. Ali Travis could play, and then we lost Donnie on 3 ticky-tacky fouls, and, just ridiculous calls. And, that hurt us, but the kids are battling back. We're in the ball game. We're only down 2, and, things aren't going anywhere in the first half, but we'll just have to go back in, regroup, come back out, and play aggressive like we did in the last 4 minutes of the half, and hope that's enough to get us through.
Coach, a moment of praise for Grogan. Came off the bench, did an outstanding job for you.
Tremendous job. I was really happy for him. He's been wanting more playing time, and I think he's going to earn a little bit after this performance in the first half. And I think Vernon and Bruce is beginning to come around now a little bit. I think the second half we'll be a little bit more aggressive, taking the ball to the basket. I was disappointed in that in the first half.
Good luck second half, Coach.
All right, Stan, once again, that score, Glenn 38 and Morehead 36. You heard Coach West mention a couple of fouls on Donnie Seal. He's got 3 personals, and also Vernon Thompson with 3 personals here in the first half already.
Cameron, it looked like the entire ball game was monopolized by Glenn High School. But you look at the scoreboard, they're Morehead behind by 2 points. So Donnie Seals is back with three fouls. He's got 2 more fouls to go. He played the whole 6 minutes with 3 fouls, got about 10 points, so don't count Morehead out yet.
All right, we had 94 feet of action in the first half. We expect more of the same in the second half, and we'll return with the second half action of the Frank Spencer Holiday Classic right after these commercial messages. Welcome back to Memorial Coliseum in Winston-Salem. Cameron Kent along with Stan Elrod. Glenn leading 38-36 here in the finals of the Frank Spencer Classic over Eden Morehead. The first half certainly not short on action, and a lot of good plays from a lot of different players in there.
And I'm sure that Coach West is happy he's only 2 points behind because, you know, like we said earlier, we keep talking about it, but if you lose a center right for a ball game, that changes your whole strategy around. Then you lose your leading scorer about 3 minutes in the ball game. That sort of puts you behind the 8 ball once again. But they've hung in there real tough, and I think it's going to be an outstanding second half.
As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Chad Gammon, 6'7", starting center for Eden Morehead, injured his hip in warm-ups just about 3 minutes before tip-off. He went out of the game. Ali Travis came in a starting role, but really a big story there is David Grogan coming off the bench, contributing 10 points for the Panthers.
That's a dream of a young man sitting on the bench, standing over there waiting for his opportunity to come in. He got a chance to come in tonight and really contributed in the first half.
Glenn led by 11 points, 24-13 at the end of the first quarter. Eden came back, in fact, to tie the game at 36-36. Glenn got that last basket right at the buzzer, but how, in your opinion, was Eden able to creep back into the game?
Cameron, if you go back and look and think about the first half, Kevin Thompson and Brian Fagan really built that 11, 12-point lead. They got the ball inside. They were able to put the ball in the basket. Glenn started shooting some perimeter jumpers and missing them there in the latter part of the second quarter. Eden got the rebound and came down and put the ball in the hole, and they were get back in this ball game.
Well, we are set to go with third quarter action. The Glenn Bobcats are going to inbounds the ball. They've got the same starting lineup. The Eden Morehead has made 1 change. We've got a little break in the action here as the officials clear some debris off the court. 1 change in the starting lineup for the third quarter for Eden Morehead. They've got David Grogan in there in the place of Ali Travis. Other than that, no changes. 2-point ball game, 38-36. Inside it goes to Fagan's turnaround jumper from 15 feet. That won't go. Cecil Travis away with the rebound. Morehead with a chance to tie this game again. Thompson up top to Seal. He's got it in the circle. Shot from outside to Travis. That's off the mark, and it's Kevin Thompson away with the rebound. He gives off to Sean O'Neill. Sean O'Neill, a junior at Glen. He is a transfer from Hialeah, Florida. So Coach Napoleon Cloud getting an unexpected boost from the transfer ranks. Yeah, that's O'Neill with the ball.
It's not like they need some extra players with all the talent they already have, and then they get a transfer. It really helps.
Well, O'Neill can't get the jumper to fall. Galloway comes around with a rebound and gives off to Thompson. Thompson at the point, being checked man-to-man by Julius Minor. Along the baseline, it's Grogan, cross-court pass. There's Travis, now Thompson takes a shot, loses control, gets the ball back. This time, Cecil Travis puts it up. Won't go. Donnie Seal and Kevin Thompson battling for the rebound, and I believe they got Kevin Thompson for the foul on that. A little body contact there underneath. That is Kevin Thompson's third personal foul. Let's see that again.
And Cameron, that looked like a 6'5". That looked like a 6'5" kid up there with the 6'8" kid there. Moving around top of the key, the three-point shot. If you watch Donnie Seals here, he really gets up right here. And you can see Kevin's definitely on his back. Good call by the official.
All right, we are back to action. Thompson with the ball up top, going to set it up again. Galloway takes a couple dribbles, goes off his foot. Travis comes away with the ball. Swings it over to Thompson. Dishes off to Seal, who drives, puts it up, reverse layup. Donnie Seal, 11 points for Donnie Seal in this ball game. We are now tied 38-38. Just over 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Inside, Glenn goes to Fagans, up off the glass, won't go. Thompson with the tip. Thompson and Fagans both tap follow there, hard to know. It looked like Kevin Thompson, though, going to get credited with the basket. Kevin Thompson.
Regardless, both of them were above the rim.
6'5" Fagans, 6'8" Kevin Thompson. Quite an imposing force in the middle there. Galloway's first shot won't go down, but he gets his own rebound, and Bruce Galloway puts it back up and in. 7 points, and we are tied once again, this time 40-40.
He's a strong young man on the boards, Cameron. Talk about Bruce Galloway.
Inside to Thompson, banks it up off the glass. Kevin Thompson with another basket. 42-40, Glenn by 2. Galloway with the ball. This time he goes underneath to Grogan. David Grogan playing a very solid game. 12 points now for David Grogan, the 6'4" junior. O'Neal passing inside to Fagans, and they got Grogan reaching in over his back. That's his second personal and the first team foul for Morehead here in the second half.
Morehead may have to make an adjustment on defense and maybe front those two big guys instead of stand behind them and let them receive the basketball.
Fagans from the foul line puts it in from about 14 feet. Bryant Fagans, leading scorer right now with 16 points for Glenn. Seal gets up in the air, gets the ball back, has it partially blocked by Kevin Thompson, and Glenn comes away with the ball. Julius Minor swinging to Thompson, bounce pass to LaRue, driving layup, won't go. We've got contact underneath, and they're going to get Chan LaRue with the charge. Chan LaRue with his second personal foul.
And there's David Grogan again on the other end of the court, drawing the charging foul.
44-42, the Glenn Bobcats still holding on to that 2-point lead.
Coach West made a substitution here, Cameron. I think Ali Travis is coming in for a little bit more perimeter shooting.
Ollie Travis checks into the ball game. He's number 30. He's the junior. That's his brother Cecil Travis, the senior. Cecil from three-point country, and he swishes it. A three-pointer, and with that, Eden Morehead takes the lead, 45-44. That's the Panthers' first lead in this ball game. Fagans with the ball in the paint, puts it up from about 5 feet. Bryant Fagans gets the ball to go down. 18 points now for Bryant Fagans. 46-45, and now the Glenn Bobcats with the lead, stolen away by O'Neal. O'Neal passing down to LaRue. LaRue follows it up, and it goes in. Chan LaRue with the driving basket. Nice pass there by Sean O'Neal. LaRue with 9 points in this ball game. That's Thompson driving straight to the hoop. Finger roll, nice little bounce off the front of the rim. Vernon Thompson.
One thing you say for Morehead, Cameron, they're not afraid to take the ball down in there. They might get it swatted away by Thompson. They're going to go back.
Sean O'Neal was wide open and decided to pass the ball inside, though, to Kevin Thompson, who got the easy basket. Glenn now by 3 points, 50-47. Thompson's pass batted away there in the paint by O'Neal. Corey Bonds, number 14, checking in for Ali Travis. 3 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the third quarter of the Frank Spencer Classic. Look at Julius Minor with a great move to get that ball. It rolls out of bounds, though. And I've got to tell you, Stan, I think Julius Minor is certainly the most underrated guard in Forsyth County right now, and one of the most underrated players. He does a lot of things out there.
I'll agree with you. He's sort of the catalyst of this basketball team. You got the big kids, but this kid does so much for them.
Plays good defense. He can drive, he can score. Thompson shot down low, won't go.
There's the ever-presence of Grogan again.
Grogan got the loose ball. And Bryant Fagans called for the personal foul. That's his third, and that's the third team foul. Grogan will be shooting a pair. Bruce Galloway checks into the ball game, and Corey Bonds takes a seat. Grogan to shoot two. First one up, in and out.
Looks like Coach West is trying to get all his players maybe a 30-second rest there and get them back on the court.
Grogan connects on the second one. 13 points for David Grogan. 50-48, Glenn by 2. Minor with the ball, spinning move, penetrates. And I think Vernon Thompson got him on the way by.
Vernon Thompson, his third.
3 fouls on Vernon Thompson. Minor to inbound the ball. Swings it out to O'Neal.
They're fronting the big man now, Cam, if you look on the defense.
LaRue trying to get some penetration, and Grogan fouls him. Third personal foul on David Grogan. Let's see if we can see that again.
Should be a good penetration right here by Chandler Rue.
Well, the Glenn
On top of
guards
the
certainly
keys,
aren't
you can see a
bashful
lot-
about going in there.
Yeah, a lot of attention played to the big kid as he takes it down the middle.
Back to live action now. Thompson's first shot off the mark when he follows it up, puts it in, and it's now Glenn 52-48, leading by 4 points. Scramble for the ball, no foul call. Brian Fagans comes away with a loose ball. Boy, and I tell you, the Glenn bench wanted a foul right there on Donnie Seal. That would have been his fourth. As it is, Glenn gets the turnover. LaRue driving, dishes off to Thompson. Thompson handing off to Bryant underneath. Bryant Fagans up off the glass. 54-48, just under 2 minutes to go in the second period. 22 points now for Bryant Fagans. Donnie Seal gets the basket and also gets the foul. Pretty close call under there.
Well, he kind of dipped his shoulder a little bit when he went in, and I'm sure that's what Coach Cloud wanted to charge him foul. Usually when the offensive player dips his shoulder and goes into the defensive player, it's usually called a charge.
Donnie Seal trying to complete the three-point play. Gets it up and in. 54-51. Glenn now with a 3-point lead. O'Neal brings it across, sets it up, swings it out to Minor. Minor looking inside, back to O'Neal. Over to the right side to LaRue. Back up top to O'Neal. Over it goes to Minor. Passing inside to Bryant. Hit in the face. And there's Thompson to follow up the miss. Kevin Thompson getting good position inside and getting a lot of easy baskets after those rebounds. Here's Glenn picking it up, the full-court press. Now they back off. Minor checking Thompson. They try to trap with O'Neal and Minor. Thompson gets the ball away to Grogan. Grogan back to Thompson. He goes to Galloway, looks outside, back to Thompson. No shot there. Ball batted away by O'Neal, who picks it up. Nice pass down court to Minor, who takes it up and in. A great individual play there by Sean O'Neal. Came up with a loose ball, had the presence of mind to spot Julius Minor.
These two little guards play really well together. I mean, look at them. They're everywhere, diving after balls. You love to see that as a coach.
You really do. Now, that's 110% right there from that backcourt combination. Minor and O'Neal both going down to the floor right here in front of us trying to get that loose ball. Ball went out of bounds off of Glenn. Morehead still has the ball. Now, Donnie Seal looks like he wants to take control of this game. Went straight to the hoop with the ball right there. Can't come up with a basket. Mike George away with the rebound. Glenn now with 3 guards in there. Dish off from LaRue to Kevin Thompson. And Glenn starting to pick up the pace just a little bit. Kevin Thompson with 16 points. 60-51. Glenn has opened up a 9-point lead. Galloway in the lane. Nice little one-handed jump shot. Bruce Galloway. 9 points for Galloway.
Morehead really needed that basket right there, Cameron, because it was almost about to get blown out of here.
Mike George up top. Down low to LaRue. LaRue in traffic and throws the ball away. Over and back is the call. Well, that's the end of the third quarter. With the score, the Glen Bobcats 60, Eden Morehead 53. We'll be back with the start of the final period of the Frank Spencer Holiday Classic. We're back at Memorial Coliseum. 8 minutes remaining in the 3 days of Frank Spencer Classic action. The Glen Bobcats with a 7-point lead over the Morehead Panthers, 60-53. Morehead with the ball. Galloway being checked by Fagans as Glenn comes out in the man-to-man. Galloway with the ball, swings it over to Travis. That's a two-pointer if it goes. It does not, but look at Bruce Galloway get up for that follow rebound. Bruce Galloway now with 11 points, 60-55, a 5-point lead. Miner working the ball. Thompson way out top. Gives it to O'Neal. Kevin Thompson wants it back. Miner being checked by Travis. Thompson to LaRue. Thompson now drives it himself. Won't go, but once again, it's Kevin Thompson getting his own rebound, a follow shot.
It's almost like a volleyball to him. He just keeps putting it up there until it goes in the hole.
28 points now for Kevin Thompson. Brogan's shot no good, but we've got a foul on Julius Miner. Seal with a great ball fake underneath. Got Miner up in the air, and not much you can do after that.
Morehead pretty much going to have to just assign somebody to Kevin Thompson every time a shot's taken to put a body on him and get him out of there. I'm sure most of his baskets have come on follows.
Seal will be on the line to shoot 1-and-1. He's got 14 points. It's a little off his average. He scored 25 in the opening game, scored 30 last night. Donnie Seal with 15 points, 62-56. Glenn with a 6-point lead. 6:58 remaining in the ball game. Second one is up. Short, won't get the roll. Thompson away with the rebound. And that ball stolen by Vernon Thompson. Takes it all the way to the hoop himself. A little finger roll layup. O'Neal had the ball stripped right away there at half court. And now Morehead, after the basket, picks up in the full court press. Thompson at 6'8", handling the ball. Gives to O'Neal. O'Neal being checked by Vernon Thompson.
Kevin Thompson wants the basketball too, Kevin, as you can see. He wants it.
Miner gets the loose ball back, sends it back up top to O'Neal. O'Neal to Fagans at the foul line. Brian Fagans dish off pass to Thompson to LaRue, and it goes. Just beautiful ball movement there by the Bobcats. 64-58. Seal brings the ball down. Going to go 1-on-3. Puts it up. Won't get it, but I believe they caught Brian Fagans for the personal foul.
I think we're going to see some great passing right here, Cameron.
Let's see the slow-mo on that as we see Donnie Seal driving up there. Fagans called for the personal foul. That is his fourth.
Seals was determined to take that ball to the basket.
Seal to shoot two. Donnie Seal now with 16 points. Glenn with a 5-point lead, 64-59. The lead now down to 4, 64-60, 5:55 remaining in the ball game. Seal picks up LaRue, man-to-man. LaRue dribbling. He's going to go all the way in. This time he dishes it off, and it's Seal takes it away. Seal and Brogan, and Seal all the way himself. He is clobbered there by Julius Miner. Donnie Seal is on the ground underneath the basket. Let's take a look at that one more time if we can, Stan.
Donnie takes the ball to the basket. You can see here, Julius Miner made no intent to hurt him at all. He goes up, just trying to stop the layup. Seals is off balance, came down on his left shoulder, looks like, Cameron.
Well, Julius Miner picks up the personal foul. That is his third foul. Donnie Seal asking the referee something. And I believe they're going to take him out of the ball game for just a moment because of the injury timeout.
Or Coach West had an opportunity to call a timeout and keep him in the ball game if he chose to do so.
Well, Allie Travis comes into the ball game to shoot. Does not connect on the first foul shot.
As a coach, you're over there, you take your best free throw shooter and put him in on that situation. Ali Travis must be one of his better free throw shooters.
Second one is up, and it's good. Now we're going to see Donnie Seal check right back into the ball game.
The ball's got to be put in play at least one time before he can come back in the ball game.
All right, so Seal's going to have to wait. 64-61. Thompson on O'Neal. O'Neal to Kevin Thompson. Tries to bounce pass it to LaRue. Got caught between LaRue's legs on the short hop. Can't come up with it. And the turnover goes to Eden Morehead.
Glenn can be a little bit more patient on offense at this time, Cameron. They can come down there, run their offense, and then get the good shot inside if they want to. They don't have to force it.
Okay, now Seal has checked back into the ball game. That's Grogan getting trapped underneath, gets it up top to Thompson, a three-pointer, that's no good. There's Galloway with another big rebound. And Kevin Thompson is called for the foul. Now that is his fourth personal. So Glenn's big men getting in a little bit of foul trouble here with 5:14 to go. 4 fouls on Thompson, 4 fouls on Brian Fagans.
And you can bet that Coach West is aware of that, and he's going to take the ball to the basket every opportunity he gets.
I think Coach Napoleon Cloud wants a timeout right here. He's going to get one, 64-61. With Glenn holding a 3-point lead. We'll be back with the remaining 5 minutes, 14 seconds of the Frank Spencer Classic after these commercial messages. Back at Memorial Coliseum for the finals of the Frank Spencer Classic. The Glen Bobcats leading the Eden Panthers 64-61, 5:14 remaining. Bruce Galloway going to step to the line to try to cut into that 3-point Bobcat lead. And the story of this game right now starting to be fouls. Galloway hits the open end of a 1-and-1. The two big men and also the leading scorers for Glen right now. Kevin Thompson, who has 26 points, has 4 fouls. Bryant Fagans, with 20 points, has 4 fouls. Donnie Seal played the entire third period and thus far in the fourth period with 3 fouls. He has not picked up another personal. So the foul situation has suddenly swung in Morehead's favor. Galloway hits them both, and we're back to a 1-point ball game. Eden Morehead has only led this ball game one time. I believe it was 42-41. That ball batted away right there by Grogan. I tell you, that young man is having an excellent final game.
And like I said earlier, Cameron, they're fronting the big men now, making it a little bit harder for them to get the basketball. And I think that's a smart coaching move.
Minor to inbound the ball to O'Neal. O'Neal looks inside for Thompson. This time it's batted away. Grogan comes away with a loose ball, and Donnie Seal's got it. Dribbles over the timeline. Minor checking him. Little one-on-one action out there. Seal going to take it all the way in himself. Batted away. Looks like goaltending. And that's what we're going to get. Brian Fagan plucking that one out of the air, but defensive goaltending the call. 65-64. Eden Morehead has regained the lead.
That was a good call by William Bailey because it was obviously goaltending. Ball was way over the cylinder.
Donnie Seal kind of made up his mind there at half court. He was going to take that one all the way in. He's got 18 points now. A 1-point lead by Eden. LaRue along the baseline looking for help. Gets it out to Minor. Minor, nice pass. Look away inside to Thompson. And it goes. Kevin Thompson was fouled. He continued, put up the shot, got the good bounce, and it went in. Kevin Thompson puts the Bobcats back on top. 66-65.
Cameron, that was one of the more aggressive moves I've seen by Kevin Thompson. He wanted the basketball that time.
Kevin Thompson completes the 3-point play, puts his team back on top by a bucket, 67-65, 4:28 remaining. Grogan swings it all the way out to Travis, fakes the shot, doesn't put it up. Thompson's going to put it up, though. He gets it to go, Vernon Thompson. And we are tied now, 67 apiece. Mike George is checked into the ball game. He's being checked by Travis, gives it to Thompson up top. LaRue is going to shoot, can't get it to go. Travis comes away with a rebound. Almost stolen away by Miner. And now it's Donnie Seal with the ball. Donnie Seal being checked by Mike George. Mike George, I think, got him with the body right there as he jumped into it.
If you watch Donnie Seals that time, Cameron, he tried to shoot the ball real quick, maybe get a 2-shot foul. He didn't watch a lot of NBA.
Never hurts to at least put it up there in the neighborhood. You never know what'll happen. Seal at the line to shoot 1 and 1. Third foul on Mike George. That's no good, and Brian Fagans comes out of the pack with the rebound. George with the ball now. Bounce pass to Miner. Travis checking him. Miner going to bring it back up top. Morehead the man-to-man. Off it goes to LaRue. Back up top to George. He swings it over to Miner. 3:31 left.
Coach Cloud won the timeout in that situation.
Another timeout on the court.
I think what happened on that time, Cameron, is Coach Cloud saw how quickly they were trying to put the shot up. There's a lot of time left in this basketball game. There's no time to get in a hurry and put it up. Run your offense, get you a good shot, and then put it in the hose.
Glenn, again, trying to work the ball inside, and Morehead making it awfully tough on them as they draped all over those big men.
Well, they're fronting them and backing them on almost every situation right now, which, like I said earlier, I think that's a really good coaching move. You know, and I know, and everybody in this Coliseum knows who's going to get the basketball, so why not double team them? Put a man in front of them, put a man behind them.
So far in this ball game, Thompson and Fagans together combined for 46 of Glenn's 67 points. So we're going to see some offense. That's generally where it's going to come from.
I think another good move by Coach Cloud here is bringing Sean O'Neal back in. I like the way that kid plays. He's a heady player.
Sean O'Neal lends a little control to that Glenn offense. 3:29 left to go. 67-67.
I think they're going to try to run a little time off the clock here. Definitely a form of a stall offense they're running right now, Cameron.
Well, they got 3 guards, 3 good ball handles in there in Miner, O'Neal, and LaRue. That's Seal out top on LaRue. Now LaRue drives straight to the hoop, has it batted away by Travis. Morehead with the ball. Travis to Thompson. He had Grogan open, didn't see him. Put up the shot. It's no good. Brian Fagans away with the rebound. 2:40 remaining. Still tied at 67. Fagans with the ball. He was checked by Grogan. And now it's Miner driving on Travis. Back up it goes to LaRue. Bruce Galloway is checking Kevin Thompson, and right now those two, you can see them standing at the top of the foul line. They aren't moving.
I think that's another reason
There's
they're
Thompson
not going to
suddenly
take many
breaks
shots.
free. Well, Thompson was free for just a moment on the backdoor cut. They didn't see him. .158 to go.
And this is not a bad idea by Coach Cloud. He's got both his big men in foul trouble. We know that Donnie Seal is going to take the ball to him on offense, so why not run a little time off the clock?
No shot clock in the high school ranks. So they can do this as long as they want.
Defensively, Morehead can't go to sleep and let someone slip back door for an easy layup right now. They've got to stay alert.
LaRue being checked by Seal. Gets the ball to Thompson. And gives it back to LaRue. 1:19 to go. Miner on Travis. Drives up. Foul called right there underneath. And let's see who got called for the personal.
Donnie Seal.
Donnie Seal, 42, called for the personal foul. That's his 4th foul.
And he's only going to get a 1-and-1 too, Cameron, because he passed the ball instead of shot it.
Well, Eden Morehead Panthers call a timeout. Coach West wants to talk a little bit about the last minute, 8 seconds to go.
I think also he wants to let Julius Minor think about these free throws a little bit too.
While we've got a second here, Stan, let's thank some of the people who've made the Frank Spencer Classic such a success this year. The honorary chairman, Tom Chambers of Goody's Headache Manufacturing, and also Bill Halverson of Trimac and the McDonald's organization. Those two men, the honorary chairman this year, and they've lent a lot of support not only to the Frank Spencer, but also to athletics and high school athletics throughout the year. So thanks a lot to Tom Chambers and Bill Halverson. Also the executive director of the Frank Spencer, Neil McGahee. He's worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make sure everything was just right, that everyone could come in and the players, the coaches would enjoy a first-class basketball tournament. Mount Tabor, also the host school this year, as they pass that responsibility around from year to year. The principal, John Jessup at Mount Tabor, and also the athletic director, Ken Hayes, have done a super job, and just really one of the best run tournaments in the state and certainly in the Southeast. Okay, Julius Minor will step to the line. He's going to be shooting 1-and-1. 1:08. We are tied 67-67. Minor's first shot is up, and it's good. Glenn back in the lead, 68-67. Morehead has only led twice in this game, and very briefly. Minor's second shot is up. That's no good. But it's Fagans coming away with a very big rebound. Well, Morehead got the break they needed, but they couldn't capitalize as Fagans comes away with a rebound. And once again, it looks like Glenn's going to slow it down, take a little air out of the ball. Travis going for the steal, couldn't get it. Look for them to start fouling right now, and there's a foul on Cecil Travis as he reaches in on Sean O'Neill. O'Neill's going to step to the line to shoot 1-and-1. We mentioned before he's a transfer from Florida. Last year as a sophomore, he told me he shot over 85% from the free throw line, having a little trouble finding the range lately. He missed 3 1-and-1s last night, but came on strong, hit both ends the other night, and he hits that one. Sean O'Neill puts the Bobcats up by 2, 69-67 with 49 seconds left. O'Neill gets the roll on that one. Sean O'Neill, the junior transfer, counts them both.
Well,
This is
where the three-point play may come into play this year.
And that's Seal putting up a three-pointer. That won't go. Chandler Rue with the rebound. Who's got it? Kevin Thompson off to Brian Fagans. 35 seconds left. Almost stolen away.
That was a good, smart move by Bryant Fagan to pull the ball out. He knew they didn't have to score any more points.
Well, he had a foul on the other side right there. And once again, a timeout on the court. You're absolutely right, though. If they can just kill the last 33 seconds, they don't need any more points. They've got that three-point lead.
And right now, both coaches are talking about what they're going to do with these last 33 seconds. Obviously, Coach West is hoping that they're going to miss the free throw, go down and maybe set up a set play for a three-point shot. If not, if he makes one or two, you can bet they're going to get down and score as quickly as possible, maybe call a timeout, maybe get a steal. This game is by no means over at this point.
Well, if it comes down to a situation where Morehead is forced to foul, Brian Fagans, the best free throw shooter on this Glen Bobcat team. Kevin Thompson, probably the worst. And also, if you send Thompson to the line, that's 6'8" of rebounding power that you don't have to worry quite a bit as much about. Well, it's Brian Fagans stepping to the line to shoot the 1-and-1 after the free throw, after the foul, and he hits the first one. A 4-point lead now, 71-67.
He's as cool as he can be up there, Cameron. He wants the basketball. He wants to shoot these final free throws.
Fagans cans them both. 72-67, 30 seconds left. Thompson with the ball. And it's stolen away by LaRue. A very big steal. LaRue gets it off to O'Neill. O'Neill brings it back up top. Smart play right there. Minor with the ball. He is fouled by Cecil Travis. Well, certainly a heads-up play on defense there by Chandler Rue to scoop away the loose ball, come up with the then Sean O'Neill making a very good play to hold it up, and it results in Julius Minor being fouled and going to the free throw line. 72-67, now a 5-point lead for Glenn. 19 seconds left. Minor's first shot is up. It's no good. Donnie Seal comes out of the pack with the rebound. Seal gives off to Ali Travis from three-point range. It's up. It's no good. But look at Seal try to follow. I think we're going to have a technical there. Donnie Seal hanging on the rim. You're allowed to do that if you think that you might be injured. But looks like they're going to call a T right there.
I think that was more of a frustration grab to the rim than a keep from getting hurt grab of the rim.
Donnie Seal with tremendous leaping ability. You saw it right there as he went, tried to get the follow jam, couldn't get it. Hung on the rim. Kevin Thompson going to the line. Bounces the first one in off the front of the rim.
Maybe that tells you something about his free throw ability. You can choose anybody you want to shoot the free throws, and that's who they send up.
Well, Thompson makes one of them. Glenn has the ball out of bounds. 10 seconds left. 73-67, a 6-point lead. All they have to do is kill the last 10 seconds. There's the foul on Ali Travis, and that's going to send O'Neill to the line once again.
Cameron, what a difference a year makes. You go back and look at Glenn last year, I think they had the worst record of any team coming into the Frank Spencer. And this year they've turned it all around. They played really well for 3 days.
You're absolutely right. They were 1-6 in Frank Spencer competition before this week. And they will be back. They've got 3 juniors starting out there. O'Neill hits the first one. 74-67, a 7-point lead, 7 seconds to go. O'Neill's second one is up. That's no good. Galloway with the rebound. Outlet to Donnie Seal. Seal drives straight to the hoop, jams it down. But this one is over. The Glenn Bobcats winning their first Frank Spencer title, 74-69 over previously unbeaten Eden Morehead. Tremendous ball game. I've got several of the victorious Glenn Bobcats with me. We've got Kevin Thompson here, the 6'8 junior. Good job inside tonight, Kevin, especially following up a lot of rebounds. You were getting a lot of easy baskets there in the paint late in the game.
I think everybody did what they had to do. We played good as a team, and, I'm happy with the outcome. I'm glad we did.
Ryan Fagan's 20 points tonight for the Bobcats. Early on, you looked like a man possessed under there. You looked like you came into this game really wanting to win, really wanting to make a big contribution.
We are possessed. We played a good game, and not taking anything away from Morehead. They played an outstanding game. We just wanted to, we came into this game knowing that we knew we was the best team. We knew what we had to do to win. We came out, we played some good defense. The guards, LaRue, Minor, all of them played a good defense, and the bench helped a lot too.
Chandler Rue, a senior. Tell you came up with a very big steal under there, and I know as a senior you got to feel good about this going on time.
About my 3rd year playing in it. I love my boys. I hope they take it next year, and I was glad to win it my last year.
The play of the guards seemed to make a big difference tonight. You, Julius, and Sean all came up with big games.
Yes, sir. We hadn't had much pressure put on us, so I was a little bit worried when we got the pressure what we do, but we looked well. We did play well.
Well, congratulations to Glenn High School. They run their record now to 10-0 after beating Eden Morehead. The Panthers dropped to 9-1. And I guess you could say now that the Glenn Bobcats are the #1 ranked team, at least for the time being, in the Northwest Piedmont. We'll be back with more from the Frank Spencer Holiday Classic after these commercial messages. Stan, tonight's final game more than lived up to its advanced billing. Both teams came in undefeated. We really had a thriller and a game of spurts. Both teams really going back and forth.
It was a great ball game, and I feel like I've been in it. I feel like I've been in the war watching these guys run up and down the court. I'm sure they're going to get a lot of sleep tonight.
Any one critical difference you could pick up that turned the tide for the Glenn Bobcats?
I think maybe for the first time, Glenn realized who their scorers were, Fagan and Thompson. They got into crucial situations. They got the ball to them, and they responded well. They put the ball in the hole.
The guards played very well for them tonight. A lot of their press goes to their big men, Thompson and Fagans, because they score a lot of points. But the guards, particularly Chan LaRue, Sean O'Neill, and Julius Minor, did a great job on both ends of the court.
I was very impressed with their defense tonight, Cameron. They really put a lot of pressure on Morehead's guards getting the ball into a half-court situation. Had a lot of steals, converted those steals into layups and points. You're right, they played an excellent game.
Well, Coach Napoleon Cloud has won the Frank Spencer before when he was coaching at West Forsyth High School. But this is the first time that Glenn has done it. I know he's happy for his seniors. They've got a lot of juniors on that team, and they will be back to defend that Spencer Championship title next year. Final score once again, Glenn High School 74, Eden Morehead 69 for Coach Stan Elrod. This is Cameron Kent saying goodnight from the Frank Spencer Holiday Classic at Memorial Coliseum.
We now join our regularly scheduled program already in progress.
Tonight's championship game has been brought to you by Gatorade, thirst aid for that deep down body thirst, and by Quality Homes by Danny Rohr, Highway 52, Mount Airy. This has been a sports presentation of WXII Channel 12.